I call myself an artist and I need a desk. We need something for drawing space and a whole bunch of art crap. We have a bedroom and a garage. I don't own a miter saw, but I do have access to one. Besides, I require adult supervision with power tools. A custom desk will be cheaper to build. Keywords: custom, cheaper. Let's knock this out so I can start drawing. First things first, I draw. I'm not a woodworker, so before every carpenter from 100 BC that did bills with Jesus wants to critique this desk, please leave your comment below. It's good for the algorithm. It's time to ponder, and I need to sketch up some ideas trying to utilize the lack of space. Here's the general idea and a few mock-up drawings. The floor plan is this: a 9.5 by 10 feet room with one window and a closet. It makes the most sense to put the desk in the corner, like baby. Let's go to a specific hardware store and you'll have no idea which one it is. These pine boards are perfect. Pine is a good middle ground for wood with its sturdiness and cost. That's one straight board. Pick boards like this and you'll save yourself a lot of trouble. Wood always looks better in my bedroom. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Time to make a mess and fake looking busy. Here's some footage of where the desk is going. I picked this corner because the outlets are conveniently placed. This will be an L-shaped desk with 3 pillars. These pillars will consist of 8 boards. They're pre-cut at 6 feet, so the height is just right. I plan to have shelves on the top. Since the desk will have leveling feet, it's okay if each board isn't the same length at the bottom. The flushness will only be crucial for the top, so we'll get to that later. Let's cut the first board 30 inches. That's a great height for the drawing area. It'll be spacious enough to sit in a chair and comfortably reach whatever project I'm working on. The pillars will get these nifty 1x4s for some extra security and weight, so it won't topple over like a Coke machine. Every screw will have a pilot hole and will be hand tightened. The pilot holes will be a 5/64 bit. Just to be safe, we can add ape strength to the desk by using some Alpha Gorilla Glue. Now that the pillars are secured, level, and dry, they're going outside for sanding. Let's catch a sander from that Orange Depot store. In PSA, it's summer, so stay hydrated. Here's a picture of sanding wood. Go with the grain, and you don't have to hold the sander with a death grip. Just do some light, even passes. Every board on this desk will get sanded in this order. First pass is 60 grit, then 120 grit, then finally 180 grit. This isn't something you can see on camera, but trust me, it feels really smooth. Once we're done with sanding, it's cleanup before the next process, coating with polyurethane. We will give it a light wipe of mineral spirits to get off as much dust as possible. Come into my garage. Okay, that sounded terrible. I apologize. Get into that enclosed space outside the view of witnesses, please. The tarp and gloves are also good for a meth lab, but we're using them for polyurethane. Avoid natural selection and have plenty of air. You will feel funny after a few hits, so open a door or window. Safety first. The reasons I'm going through the extra trouble of applying this: it protects the wood from scratches, so the drawing surface will be like glass. It makes the surface smooth and looks hella dope. Number 2, water and humidity resistance. Have you ever seen a fence warp? This desk is going to last because I must spend my life doing ad reads. The sun is bad for polyurethane, something to do with ultraviolet degradation at the molecular level, but we're not here to learn. Imagine you're building Dracula's desk, a desk for a dark and depressing tomb, very fitting for poor life decisions. Now, some people swear by using a brush and painting this on, but what am I, an artist? No way. we're going to dilute the poly with mineral spirits and wipe it on. This was V8 Splash. There's something sexy about that bottle. Please, no jokes about what this looks like, seriously. People always tease that it looks like apple juice, but it doesn't taste like it. This is how we make our wipe-on poly. The specific ratio is 50% mineral spirits and 50% oil-based polyurethane. No, you don't have to sit there with a scale like a weight loss clinic. The more poly in it, the longer it takes to dry. You can eyeball the ratio. You have plenty of wiggle room on it. We will use many quick drying coats. That way I can sand with 320 grit in between coats and reduce mistakes. I make enough of those. You can be my guest and try the slow dry approach. Nothing is more fun than waiting 3 days in the same spot for Dad to come home. Cut a t-shirt that you're ashamed of and boom, nice small amount with light wipes. The slower the better. You really can control this pace, catch drips, and check back in a few hours. You see that difference already? Nice. Honestly, I'm not sure how many coats I'm putting on. It goes by look, feel, and preference. My sweet spot is somewhere between 7 and 10 light coats. Light coat, wait a few hours to dry. Light sand with 320 grit sandpaper. Paper towels for that cancerous dust. Repeat. You'll know when you see it. I'll do a speedy time lapse to show the progress. You will burn through gloves and make a few more mixtures. These are painting stands, absolutely mandatory for the poly application. It leaves space for wiping the edges and drips are more catchable. That's Peter. I let him bite me to see if I can hang from the ceiling, but I'm too lazy to walk over to the wall. Here's the level and feet I used. These are adjustable so you can knock out the wobble. You need an extremely specific drill bit, but it's worth having a level desk. This is a level, this is level. Get used to seeing this. A lot. And if it's not level, just tilt your head a little bit. That's a joke. Make sure it's level. Now we can start assembly. This is how we connect the 3 pillars. Clamps and 4 1x6s that make up the braces. There's one brace to reinforce the drawing area. The other brace is some extra support for the top shelves. On the back of the center pillar, I went ham with screws. Also by adding some corner braces, brackets, and mending plates just to know this desk is as sturdy as it possibly can be. Your best effort always pays. Here's the start of the actual drawing surface. These are 3 boards cut at nearly 4 feet each. Here's how she's looking and slowly coming together. The rooster fan is doing its job to keep us cool. Here's a shot of the desk, and that's my hamburger helper. Now we can start adding the top shelves. These will anchor everything together and add surface area for the printer and storage for more art crap. The shelves on this wall will be 2 boards deep, which is 22 inches from the wall. This is deeper than the computer side because the drawing area is underneath. This way I can work on larger projects. The drawing area is 49.5 inches long, 33 inches deep, and 29.5 inches high. The PC and monitor will only need 1 board, which is 11 inches deep. Here's where we can put the tower and some additional shelves for easy access to papers. By putting up a 1x here, that'll give the top shelf some more bite, just like the other side has. Since there's enough overhead space, we're going to run another shelf. This shelf is 60 inches from the ground. Also, we will add a cubby for even more storage and to reinforce the drawing area. Now you can really lean into it. The cubby dimensions are essentially a 19 by 19 inch cube that's rectangular. Let's start putting some stuff up there. I was going to use the cubby to store my guitar processor, but then I decided to leave it in the open. We can put a container down here. These blueprints weren't 100 before building. I wanted to see how everything was before the final screws. The shelf above my monitor will hold my Epson scanner, hashtag sponsor me, and some excellent Christmas speakers from my bro Santa. I like the shelves here. Fits a few binders and drawing tablets. A good height if I may say so. Here's a drawing of the shelf measurements. Remember, Duck Hunt is always watching. I added some more braces to hold all that paper. It adds up and gets heavy. Insert mom joke here. The monitor needs to be a little higher for eye level, so we can make a stand for it. It's pretty much a little dinner table. I want a solid and sturdy area for my keyboard, so I'm avoiding a drawer slide. I can live with functionality over sleek design. Here's some views of it finally together. I'll tweak the rest in places, but overall, I'm satisfied, unlike my girlfriend. I left the back exposed for easy access. I'm not pulling that tower in and out every time I need to change something. The air circulation is better for the tower, and we can dust it more frequently. Lets me have my wires more organized without all that slack. Finally hooked up the PC, so now we can make some trash tracks for all these fugly videos. Speaking of fugly, I found these while organizing all this new storage space. It's from the Fugly Drawings wrap. This took a long time, but it's polite to draw a thank you for all the supporters. Stay humble, my friends. For the final touch, we're going to add 2 LED strips for some added color. The lights help hide the Minden plates, and it looks cooler when you show the drawings off this way. And that's not my lotion. How'd that get here? This is the drawing area all cleaned up and ready to go. Here's the typical money shots. Now I'm going to run y'all off so I can get to drawing. Thanks for watching.